Welcome to Arts News, friends. Jimmy Ray here with you every Friday morning, 10 a.m. to talk about people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. A lot going on this time of year. We'll talk with the Springfield Ballet as they celebrate 50 years and open Beauty and the Beast, and a musician from the Ozarks that has now found a new musical path in France. That and more coming up on Arts News. Let's go! 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 Support for Arts News today is provided by Dressler Peters Business Law Firm, committed to promoting music and the arts in the Ozarks by supporting local public radio, including KSMU's weekly arts newsletter, The Green Room. Information at DresslerPeters.com. And support is also provided by Pickwick Underground Framing, offering custom picture framing and installation. Open weekdays 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays by appointment at 611 South Pickwick Avenue. Information at PickwickUndergroundFraming.com. I'm Jimmy Ray, and you're tuned in to Arts News here on KSMU, and some special guests here from Springfield Ballet, Emily Orr, the Outreach Program Coordinator, and Kyler Dibben back here. Welcome, the Executive Director, and friends, you're bringing Beauty and the Beast.
We are.
Yes.
It's an exciting, this is our 50th year, so we're kicking it off with Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's been a great time.
And so the dates here are May 15th through the 17th.
Yes.
And you've got evening performances with a matinee, is that right?
That's correct. So we have an evening performance on Friday, a matinee, and an evening performance on Saturday, and then we've got an evening performance on Sunday as well.
Excellent. So not just Beauty and the Beast here, though, is that right? There's somewhat of an opening act?
Yeah, correct. So we have Echoes at Dusk, which is a contemporary piece composed by Dr. Michael Murray from Missouri State University. So we've got a partnership going on there, and it is accompanied by a string quartet, a live string quartet, and then it's choreographed by Jose Suarez, our artistic director.
Yeah.
So this has been a long time coming, bringing live music back to the Springfield Ballet main stage, and we're just thrilled to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of dancers in this, is that correct?
Correct. So we started auditions in January. So our auditions are open to the public as long as you're taking a dance class. You're welcome to audition for a Springfield Ballet main stage production. And if you audition, you're pretty much cast. So we, I believe, have 104 dancers on stage. Yeah. We have 104 dancers, and we have about 4 people running rehearsals, wrangling all those kids.
Wow.
So it's an experience.
Yeah, and this is all happening at the Landers Theater, correct?
So rehearsals are happening at the Creamery Arts Center, but the show is happening at the Landers Theater, correct?
About information, if folks are hearing this and they go, oh, this sounds interesting, Where should they be going online to find details?
So go on to springfieldballet.org, and we have that little performance tab that you can click, and you'll see ticket details from there.
Excellent. Emily Orr, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So, when we talk about outreach programming, what are the kind of things that we're talking about?
So our outreach mission here at Springfield Ballet is to provide everyone in our community access to the arts, and specifically the art of ballet.
Excellent. And last night you had a very big event happening. Tell our listeners about that.
We welcomed half of Springfield Public Schools' second graders to come see Beauty and the Beast at the Landers Theater on a field trip during the day.
How many kids total got to see the production?
Around 1,000 students came in. So there are around 2,000 second graders in the Springfield Public School system. And so half of them come on a field trip to see the Nutcracker that we do in December, and then the other half get to come to our spring show.
That's cool. So everybody gets a chance to experience the ballet.
Yes, yes.
And so your particular position, it's kind of special because you kind of grew up in the organization, didn't you? Or went through some of the programming. Tell us about that history.
Yes, I started at Springfield Ballet when I was 13 years old, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I started assisting classes, helping with the little ones. And then straight out of high school, I became an instructor.
Oh, wow.
And now to working full-time as the outreach coordinator.
Very cool. So when you work with these younger kids, what's that like? Because I assume when you're that little, it takes a specific type of approach to try to kind of get them dancing or understanding some of the moves. What's that like for you?
I absolutely love it. Our youngest performers in the show are 5 years old.
Oh my goodness. Cute.
And something that I think we really pride ourselves in is that even our youngest 5-year-old dancers, they learn the music. They learn the musicality, the steps, and they also learn their own cues. So nobody backstage has to really tell them when to go or what to do. They have rehearsals for about 4 months, and then they are almost completely self-sufficient when it comes to the production.
You're not shoving them out there on stage. They're primed and ready.
Right. They learn a lot of skills and build a lot of confidence in themselves through this.
Interesting. That's Emily Orr, the outreach program coordinator at the Springfield Ballet. Also have Kyler Dibben here, the executive director, as they gear up for Beauty and the Beast, coming to the Landers Theater this weekend. Starts tonight, the 15th, does a matinee tomorrow as well as an evening performance, and then again on Sunday, the 17th, with an evening performance. Beauty and the Beast, and also Echoes at Dusk. Going to be opening the night, kind of warming up the stage for Beauty and the Beast, and that will be featuring some live music, which is a nice return here to the Springfield Ballet. And let's give them the website one more time, Kyler. If somebody's just now jumping in and want to learn more about the Springfield Ballet, where should they be headed to?
Yeah, so look us up on springfieldballet.org, and you can find us on our socials as well at Springfield Ballet, and that's everywhere.
Yeah, excellent. So you've got the winter and the spring production, right?
Yes, so we always do the Nutcracker every year, and we recently just finished our 40th Nutcracker, and that was our best-selling Nutcracker to date.
Wow.
So
I just love to hear you say Nutcracker. It rolls off his tongue,
it
doesn't
absolutely does, yeah. And that was our best one to date, so we're thrilled about that. And then we're kicking off Beauty and the Beast this year. Beauty and the Beast is a really cool opportunity because it's not a classical ballet.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have like a specific canon of music to it. So we really get to compile our own music and choreograph our own stuff to it.
Yeah.
So it's a really neat opportunity because a lot of our kids really want this chance to do a lot of these classical ballets like Paquita. But in Springfield, Missouri, that doesn't really resonate with a lot of our audience because a lot of them aren't specifically tapped into that nerdier side of ballet. A lot of them are more drawn to the Princess Disney style of ballets, and that's great. But with Beauty and the Beast, we really get the opportunity to sometimes use music from these classical ballets and use variations from these classical ballets and sort of sneakily put them in to the Beauty and the Beast.
Right.
So you might think that you're listening to this music that's just from Beauty and the Beast, but we've really snuck in some of those nerdier sides of ballet, and our kids really appreciate it because they're getting to dance to these really intricate variations that they probably wouldn't be able to dance to otherwise.
Wow, very cool. And celebrating 50 years.
Yeah, we are so excited for it.
Yeah, that's Kyler Dibbin, the executive director of Springfield Ballet. We also have Emily Orr here, the not only alumni of Springfield Ballet, but the outreach program coordinator, helping some of these younger kids get in touch with ballet. In fact, just last night, a ton of kids from the Springfield Public Schools got to see this production. A good way for the ballet to warm up, too, before the public showings, right?
Yes, definitely. We use these field trips as kind of a dress rehearsal for our students as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you, coming up in the ballet world, what's it take to be a ballet dancer? I mean, is there certain qualities or certain disciplines that you have to kind of adhere to, or personality traits that make a good ballet dancer?
Yes, discipline, that word you used is a really good word, because to be a ballet dancer, you have to consistently be working on your technique in classes to make that even better. Some of our other core values at Springfield Ballet that we use to describe what a ballet dancer should be is confidence, excellence, all those things. We're trying to build those skills in our children.
Character building too, right?
Definitely.
A lot of that in there. Interesting. And if folks want to maybe explore the world of ballet, there's some opportunities this summer. Is that right? Some
Yes.
summer camps or whatnot, classes that folks can actually be a part of.
Definitely. So we have summer programs for anyone starting at the age of 2 all the way through adults, actually. Wow. Yes. So we have both summer camps and classes. For our camps, we have a Snow White theme ballet camp, a Peter Pan ballet camp, and we also have what we call summer intensives, which are week-long camps for our more serious dancers as well.
Yeah.
And then classes are held in the evening for little ones, like I said, all the way through adults.
Yeah. And that happens over at the Creamery, right? That's where the home base is for y'all.
Yes, yeah. So it runs out of our 4 studios, and these intensives are a really great opportunity for our kids to really build up that stamina and rigor that ballet requires, because a lot of our dancers do want to end up becoming professional dancers.
Sure.
And I think that most of our seniors this year, if not all of them, are pursuing a dance degree.
Wow.
So these types of intensives really prepare them for a full course load at a university and then onto a professional dance career where they're going to be dancing all day.
Yeah.
So it's a really awesome opportunity to just train for a professional life.
And then folks who just want to get to know it or try it out, there's all different levels. And I love that you guys have the full spectrum from the very front to the very back. You know, you can see someone as young as 2 years old start to twirl, but the next thing you know, you're sending them off to the collegiate levels or the professional stage.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the summer camps, our Peter Pan and Snow White camps, these are fun opportunities for the little ones to get some story time and some context behind these classical ballets. They also get to do some foundational dancing. They get a snack in there.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity to have an afternoon off with the kids and have them learn at the same time.
So really storytelling through movement, is it, Emily?
Definitely. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And at Springfield Ballet, we want everyone to know that dance really is for everyone. So regardless, boys or girls, however old you are, whatever your experience level is, we'd love to have you.
Excellent. Emily Orr, Kyler Dibbin from the Springfield Ballet. Hit them one more time with the website.
Yeah, that is springfieldballet.org.
Beauty and the Beast starting tonight, running tomorrow with a matinee as well as an evening, and then into Sunday with another evening performance. 4 chances to see Beauty and the Beast, as well as the opening act or performance of Echoes at Dusk. Thanks for coming in. Springfield Ballet, alive and well here in the Ozarks. We'll see you next time.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Welcome. want to send a big shout out to my student reporter here at KSMU, Mavis Parks, who just graduated last week. She will be hanging around this summer, so you'll be hearing a little bit more from her, including stories like this next one, where a local Ozarkie musician has found a new musical home in France.
Save me the trouble. I'll go ahead and save the devil. Oh, you got me on the ground. Save them all you told me now. Take a swing another year. Go on.
What you just heard was the song Guilty by Design by musician Alyssa Galvin and her husband and musical partner Matteo Perfetti. This song is off of Galvin's most recent album, entitled Faces, which she released this past month. While Galvin has many different musical influences, she says she had an affinity for 70s rock from a young age.
My parents listened to lots of different artists and genres while I was growing up, so I already started to like all sorts of different music. There are 2 albums that I had discovered when I first started playing guitar that really transformed what music meant to me. One of them is The Velvet Underground and Nico, the one with the banana on the front. That was the first album that I heard that sort of signaled to me that, wow, there's this wide world of music that I don't know about. So I wanted to know about it, so I went and tried to find everything that I could that was related.
Galvin's musical journey began around age 10 as she started taking guitar lessons.
But I actually became more interested when I stopped and just did things as I wanted to do them.
Doing things as she wanted to led 12-year-old Galvin to begin attending open mics, which she said really started changing things for her. Galvin says that as she has developed as a musician, her idea of songwriting has become much less limited and tense.
As years have passed, I've learned to just take it as it comes, and now the outcome is much more sincere and meaningful.
Throughout the past few years, Galvin has had the opportunity to play several venues in the U.S., as well as in Europe and countries such as Croatia and France, where she now resides. But despite these opportunities, Galvin said that much of her progress was made from the opportunities she found in the Springfield music scene.
Musicians like Justin Larkin, Michael Perkins, David J. Hinson, and especially Michael Evans, I remember the support I received from them when I started trying to branch out. A huge thank you to, of course, the Springfield Blues Society of the Ozarks, as they really took me in and took care of me.
Galvin says she was also able to meet her husband and musical partner, Matteo Perfetti, from her opportunities with music. The two met at the Pinetop Perkins Foundation Masterclasses in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and later toured together.
It's really a different world over here in all things, but music especially. I moved about 2 years ago when I was 18, so it's definitely been an adjustment to sort of become an adult and then disappear across the world and build a part of my career here.
Since the move, Galvin has been writing all of her music with Perfetti arranging it.
I come from more of an old school vintage background, and Matteo as well, but he has this modern touch that he brings to the music that totally transforms it into something new. It really suits me, and I think it suits us both.
Galvin and Perfetti's most recent album, Faces, released on March 27th.
I couldn't be more proud of what we've accomplished with it, and I think it really showcases a side of myself that I haven't got to show before. For me, this album came from a place inside of me that reflects on all of the change that has happened in the last 2 years of my life, how I've coped with this transition into living on my own and across the world from my family, how it's both magical but also isolating. Everything we've done is exactly what I've wanted to do. It's natural to evolve as we grow older, and I've always dreamed of doing what I'm doing now.
Galvin's music can be found on a variety of platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music. She can also be found on Instagram at Alyssa Galvin Music, Facebook, and her website, which is alyssagalvinmusic.com. For KSMU News, I'm Mavis Parks reporting.
And support for Arts News today is provided by the Moxie Cinema, currently presenting The King's Warden, Everyone is Lying to You for Money, Dust to Malibu, and Moxie Mornings for Kids. Showtimes and ticket information at moxiecinema.com. The Springfield Art Museum has begun to give hard hat tours to anyone that wants to get a sneak peek of changes going on there. Phase 1 of the museum's renovation and expansion project is nearly finished, and Phase 2 is expected to start this fall. But there's still more money to be raised. KSMU's Michelle Skaliski has details.
The Springfield Art Museum is being transformed. The current footprint of the building has been almost completely updated with new gallery space and a more logical flow. Kate Francis, Foundation Executive Director, walked me through the building, which mostly feels unrecognizable now. The tour began down a hallway near the current main entrance.
One of the things that we're very committed to in the renovation of the Art Museum is accessibility. So the hallway that we're standing in here right now has nursing mothers or an infant feeding room that is private. We have a restroom, adult family restroom that has adult family changing table in it, so that persons and caregivers of persons that need that special accommodation have that they can have. It's something that we didn't have before.
She says there's also a sensory safe room for those who need to get away to a quiet place. For some people, those things mean the difference between being able to visit the museum and staying home. Next, we went into what was once the auditorium. More work has been done since I was last there in the space that will be a high-ceiling special exhibitions gallery.
One of the things that folks will notice if they're coming in on the public hard hat tours is the addition of a lot of windows. And people are like, well, light and art don't mix, but
she says they can control the light coming through the windows to protect the art. The windows are needed, according to Francis, to physically open up the museum to the outside.
More transparency, more opportunity for people that are walking by to see what is happening inside and that there are people inside. The building before was very insular, very enclosed, and so we're really doing our very best to open it up as much as the artwork would allow.
She points out a rotating exhibitions gallery that will host everything from national traveling shows to the All Schools exhibition. Nearby is a long wall of windows with bird-safe dots that allows visitors to look out into a new courtyard. Francis says that courtyard might have an art installation. They might also have music out there. The entire museum will be completely wired for sound. Another new gallery she shows me will allow the museum to create an artist residency program.
The space that we're standing in right now would be where an artist residence would work in oil or printmaking or pottery. We have a kiln room that we've installed. There'd be a large window for folks to be able to observe the artist and interact with them. They might have open studios. So we're working on developing that program.
Another space, the Robert and Margaret Corolla Art Study Room, will allow for more collaboration with higher education institutions.
Where they have students that come in and want to look at, observe, learn from works from the permanent collection. We haven't had a secure place where we can do that and leave works out.
Phase 2 will add 20,000 square feet to the building.
They're really going to see a difference when we start on Phase 2, when the whole west end comes down and a 2-story structure goes up, and on the east end on National, when we start working on that 2-story digital beacon gallery is what we're calling it. Then the casual passerby will be able to say, oh yeah, there's something really significant happening there.
But she says the internal transformation is as impressive, in her opinion, as the external transformation. She's optimistic the entire project will be finished in time for the museum's 100th anniversary in 2028. She says they've already begun planning the centennial celebration and grand opening, which will likely be in the fall of that year. She says they're in the final stretch of fundraising. They're trying to raise an additional $5 million. Public hard hat tours are being offered so anyone can see the work that's being done and learn about plans for Phase 2, which Francis expects will start in October. You can register for a tour and find out how to donate to the project at sgfmuseum.org. For KSMU News, I'm Michelle Skaliski.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU, and the Great Southern Bank Broadway season returns at Juanita K. Hammonds Hall for the Performing Arts. 26-27 season has landed, and 4 incredible shows coming to town, hot off the heels of Wicked. And here to talk more about it from Hammonds Hall, Josh Inman. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
So how did Wicked turn out? I know there were several dates there, a lot of fun.
Yes, Wicked was great. It was our second time having it in the market, and audiences loved it. It's just as fresh and wonderful as ever. So
Yeah.
we were thrilled to have it back, and it was great reception.
Yeah, great. So coming up on this season, we've got 1 returning show, but then 3 new to the area. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, we're so thrilled to announce our Great Southern Bank Broadway season. It's our 35th Broadway season. Can you believe that?
Man, that is
Yes.
incredible.
Yes, it is. So we open with Beetlejuice. Got to say it 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Yes, and incredible, we have it Halloween week.
Okay,
So-
yeah. So that's running October 27th through 29th, so everybody can kind of get in the Halloween spirit. Very
Yes.
good.
And then for the holidays, we roll into the return of Disney's The Lion King, another mega musical. It's a second play in the market, but it's been several years.
Yeah.
And if you have not seen Disney's The Lion King in person, it is one of those shows that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. It is
I heard
incredible.
it was just a hit last time. People
Yes.
were raving about it.
Yes.
What else coming? Something a little bit newer in January.
Yes, so in January we have the first play of Shucked, the musical, which I'm not going to tell you a lot about it because you got to come see it,
Yeah.
but I would say it's a big Broadway musical meets a small town comedy.
Okay.
It's one of the funniest shows I have ever seen. The music is incredible. It's kind of a blend of country and musical theater, which
Okay,
is
very good.
unique, but it's wonderful music. And
Newer production too, and a Tony winner, if I'm not
it
mistaken.
is, yeah. It was on Broadway just a couple years ago, and we're thrilled to have it in our market.
And what's going to close out the season? This one looks a little bit up my alley in May.
Yes. So we have another debut in Springfield. It's A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical. So it's his life story, of course, with all of his amazing music.
Yeah.
And that's one. It was on Broadway a couple years ago as well, and it's been out on the road now for a year or two, and the reception to that is incredible. We cannot wait to have that here in Springfield.
Yeah, well, classic American music from Neil Diamond. And Hammonds Hall keeps bringing these incredible Broadway productions. Being able to bring this high caliber performances to town is an incredible feat. And for doing it 35 years, you guys keep bringing the goods. Now, are these kind of shows, are these the things that are any age bracket can see every show, or are they kind of leaned in particular age brackets for each one, or how's that work?
Each show has its age recommendations from the producers of the show.
Oh, gotcha.
Something like Beetlejuice and A Beautiful Noise, the Neil Diamond musical, are going to skew a little older. But certainly Disney's The Lion King is a family favorite. It doesn't matter if you're 5 or 95,
Yeah.
everybody's going to love that one. So when we're planning the season, we do try to get a little mix of everything, just, to appeal to everyone in our market.
Yeah. To be able to see these types of shows here in town is incredible for a market this size, and it's all thanks to Hammonds Hall. Now, we do like to give a caveat here when people are purchasing tickets. You want to go right to the source, right? There's a lot of slick willies, shady websites, third-party sellers that can leave you burned if you're not careful. Is that right?
Yes, we're seeing that more and more, unfortunately. HammondsHall.com is our website. Everything you need to know. You can read all about the shows. You can purchase tickets. But just make sure you're buying directly from the source. You're always going to get the best deal purchasing directly from us.
Yeah. Is there any sort of season tickets or subscribing methods that people can do? I mean, obviously you can buy individual shows, but is there packages and stuff like that?
There are, yes. And we will have, right now, we have our current subscribers are renewing their
good.
tickets. So here, later this summer, we will open it up to anyone. And I always say the best value, the best option is to become a season subscriber.
Yeah.
So you get the same seats to all 4 shows. You get to purchase additional tickets if you want to think about Christmas gifts or birthdays. You get your first in line for that. And there's also some other benefits. You save a little bit on fees. You also get free parking for the Broadway shows. So that's
big.
over $100 value when
Yeah.
you look at it for the whole season. But definitely becoming a subscriber is the way to go.
Yeah. And a night out for Broadway is incredible. We reported earlier this year about the economic impact of Broadway. Going out to a show, getting out on the town, people coming into town, staying at hotels, the dollars behind this really make sense. So it's a win-win-win for folks seeing the shows. It's a win for the venues and the shows being performed, but also the community as a whole.
Absolutely. You're seeing these New York productions, these Broadway replicas that are on tour. but we're supporting the community. Before you go to the show, you're going to go downtown to one of our incredible restaurants. We have people fly in to see shows here in Springfield, so those are hotel nights.
Yep.
And, we're really supporting our community, and that's something we feel so strongly about.
It's excellent. It's the 35th season of Broadway?
It is, yes. Our friends at Celebrity Attractions have been with us since the beginning. They co-present Broadway with us, and we're going into our 35th season.
Incredible. Beetlejuice running at the end of October. The Lion King lands in December. Shucked will happen in January, and to close out the Broadway season in May, it's the Neil Diamond musical, A Beautiful Noise. You can check out more information about each of these individual shows, get tickets, and everything you need to know about Juanita K. Hammonds Hall at their website, hammondshall.com. Josh Inman, thanks so much for what you do, bringing Broadway and all these great shows. I see Vince Gill's coming to town. It's already sold out. So over and over and over again, you guys prove to be an incredible cultural event here in town. So thanks for what you do, and we'll see you next time.
All right, I appreciate it.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. It's Broadway here in Springfield. And King Size brings its blend of classic rock, bluegrass, folk, and blues to the Shoe Tree Listening Room tonight at Arrow Creative Reuse in Springfield. The Ozark-based group features Ben Collins, Ed Hennef, and Marty Small, musicians whose background stretch from Louisiana roots music and bluegrass festivals to touring rock bands and jam music traditions. Organizers describe the band's sound as a mix of road-tested songwriting, string band instrumentation, and classic American music influences. The all-ages listening room show begins at 7 p.m. tonight, Friday, May 15th, at Arrow Creative Reuse, 616 West Tampa Street in Springfield. p.m. Tickets are $20 and available through the Arrow Creative Reuse website, which is arrowcreativereuse.org. Doors open at 6:30 for this alcohol-free, intimate listening room experience. It's King Size live at the Shoe Tree Listening Room tonight. And free outdoor concerts continue this month at the Springfield Botanical Gardens. The Gigs in the Garden series returns for 2 more Sundays this month at Nathaniel Green Park on South Scenic Avenue. Singer-songwriter Brett Miller and the Gigantic Band will perform this Sunday, May 17th, followed by folk indie musician Annabelle Moore on May 31st. Concerts begin at 2 p.m. Attendees are encouraged to bring blankets or lawn chairs. In case of rain, the performances will move inside the Springfield Greene County Botanical Center. The series is free and hosted by the Springfield Sister Cities Association with support from the Springfield Greene County Park Board. More information is available at peacethroughpeople.org. It's Brett Miller and the Gigantic Band performing this Sunday, May 17th, 2 p.m., Nathaniel Green Park. And Nix's annual Sucker Days Festival returns to downtown this weekend with live music, arts vendors, and longtime community traditions. The 68th annual festival takes place May 15th and 16th and is expected to draw thousands of visitors to downtown Nixa. In addition to food, rides, and a parade, the festival will feature more than 100 arts and crafts vendors offering handmade goods and locally made items from across the region. Live music performances also will take place throughout the weekend. One of the festival's signature events, the Sucker Fish Fry, begins Saturday at noon while supplies last, and admission is free. It's Sucker Days down in Nixa this weekend. And Live from Downtown continues this Saturday, tomorrow, May 16th, with Cruel Summer, a tribute to Taylor Swift. Opening the show will be Madison Gregory, all part of this free summer concert series running every Saturday on Park Central Square at 7 p.m. It's totally free, and it encourages people to explore the downtown district. Sound and lights from Headline Production. It's Cruel Summer, tomorrow, 7 p.m., a tribute to Taylor Swift. Park Central Square, downtown Springfield. More information at livefromdowntownsgf.com. Over the past several weeks, we've been bringing you an audio drama from Ozark Anthology. Rick Gibson, creator, songwriter, musician, producer, and story writer, and narrated by Terry Wayne Sanders. Each installment also includes an original song by Rick Gibson, and we continue this week with episode 6, entitled Old Wire Road, an audio drama by Ozark Anthology, right here on KSMU Arts News.
This is an American saga, the life and times of Curtis Lee. Episode 6. All through southern Missouri, towns were struggling to stay alive while wrestling with a torrent of social conflicts. Curtis had his own personal conflicts, struggling between loyalty to his neighbors and his moral conscience. The Halfords were bold, outspoken opponents of the injustices they saw unfolding, but despite their efforts, had no ability to effect change. Around town, some laws were written, others were unspoken. It was now 1941. The impending war consumed the local conscience and conversation, while the blatant acts of prejudice happening throughout the boot heel were being hidden out of mind. Just the talk of war itself was disrupting life as we knew it. All over Missouri, farmers and workers were signing up to fight. Orrin was no different. Men and boys, even sharecroppers were enlisting and going off to prepare for war. Those left behind had to cope best they could. People were anxious. Curtis was determined to battle through these uncertain times, as he had before. Now a man approaching 40 and slowly turning gray, Curtis's patriot pride was fully on display. He still held childhood memories of the First World War in which he was too young to fight, so this time he was bound and determined to help in some way. He put his imagination to work. Curtis was first in town to hang an American flag in the shop window. He also offered free shoe shine and repair to veterans and anyone in uniform. What he enjoyed most was spending time talking with young men and women who stopped in the shoe shop before they went off to training camp. He walked them out the door with a handshake, then slipped a pack of juicy fruit in their hand. That was his gift to remind them of the simple pleasures of home. As was common Sunday mornings before breakfast, Curtis slipped down the back stairs and out the front door of the shop where the Sunday Scott County paper was always waiting on the step. As he picked it up, a headline jumped out, "Jobs available at new Army post." The story told of a brand new Army training post opening in the Missouri Ozarks. Soldiers from across the country would be coming for basic training. The post was currently under construction and set to open in June. It went on to advertise multiple job openings for skilled labor and tradesmen. One job listed was shoe repair. Curtis grabbed the state map from his office and stretched it out on the kitchen table. He called Cora over and pointed at the little town of Waynesville, nestled in the hills about 120 miles west of St. Louis. While leaning over the table, he filled her in on the story. Cora looked down at the map, stood quietly, processing the news and the impact this would have on their lives. With a look of resolve on her face, she turned to Curtis and said, "There better be good fishing in those hills." Curtis believed this was an act of providence. He saw this move as an opportunity to contribute to the war effort while also escaping the turmoil happening back home. Curtis and Cora began learning what they could about the new Army post and surrounding area. It was important to move before the girls started the school year. They spent the next 3 months arranging to rent their building and store Curtis's shop tools, Then they secured a short-term room rental near the post. In August of 1941, Curtis, Cora, and the girls made the 3.5-hour drive up the winding back roads to the Missouri Ozarks. In the middle of nowhere, in the crux of Ozark Hill Country, along the hilly curving, ever-stretching path of the old wire road, the U.S. Army had invaded. This modest, century-old country town, parted down the middle by Route 66, was now overrun with thousands of soldiers. New recruits from all over, anxious to serve the call of their country, and equally naive to the peril awaiting them. They were here to become soldiers. The new army post was a bonanza for this small Ozark town and all its inhabitants. Overnight, the town had been transformed into a human beehive. A massive influx of new GIs and workers were flooding the town. This meant there were needs to be met, jobs to be had, and money to be made. Housing was just one crisis. The townspeople opened their homes and offered rooms, barns, sheds, even cots in a closet for rent. Construction was happening 24/7, but still couldn't keep up with the demand. Throughout the county, small houses, apartments, hotels, and new roads were being built and changing the landscape of this Ozark hamlet forever. The makeover was even more evident at the Army post. At Fort Leonard Wood, sand-colored wooden barracks and family housing had popped up out of the ground like a late summer corn crop where once had been a lush national forest. All the while in Waynesville, the aging stores around the town square and along Route 66 were overflowing with shoppers looking for goods and other necessities. There were makeshift stands on the sidewalks and more impromptu shops popping up every day, stretching from town, along the dusty road, all the way to the post, 8 miles away. Where there is opportunity, there are going to be opportunists. They crawled out from under the rocks, coming from as far away as Chicago, looking to make a quick buck or get rich any way they could. Some were more modest and only cheated a little. Others were totally unscrupulous and treading on every moral code, with girly shows and such. This was an Ozark gold rush. The Halfords arrived in town late on a Monday afternoon. As they descended down Route 66 into Waynesville, their eyes lit up. This town was busier than any payday ever in Orrin. Curtis and Cora hadn't seen this many people and this much bustle since their days on the Memphis riverfront. The girls were absolutely flabbergasted, with their faces pasted to the car window. They drove by the town square, where a turn-of-the-century courthouse towered over the road. On the west end of town, they crossed the concrete river bridge. Cora smiled and spouted, "I bet there's fish in there." Here they were, not a cotton fields in sight, totally surrounded by the hills, trees, and streams of the Ozarks. The tense emotions of Orrin were left far behind, replaced by the awe of nature and the anticipation of what tomorrow might bring. Curtis turned the car around and headed to their rental to settle in. Before the move, Curtis had arranged an appointment with the shoe repair foreman on post. It was a 20-minute drive to the main gate, then past the barracks and houses to the address Curtis was given. He arrived and parked in front of a large, 2-story wooden building. A sign over the door read, "Shoe and boot repair." After a brief introduction, there was a walking tour of the shop and 10-minute sit-down conversation with Sergeant Williams, the boss man. Curtis Lee was offered the job of day crew supervisor. He would start in 3 days. Then, to his surprise, he learned the job included family housing on the post and busing to school for the girls. Curtis left excited and humbled by their good fortune. He even stopped off for ice cream to bring home to celebrate with the family. 3 days later, the Halfords were moving into their new home as Curtis reported to work. It felt like they were on a fast, fun carnival ride. Their new home was one of the many sandy-colored wooden duplexes, all lined up in neat rows across the upturned landscape. This was exciting to Cora. It was new, clean, and she could make it a good home. Life on the post was unconventional, to say the least, but everyone was in the same unfamiliar boat. For this generation, at this point in history, there was a common sense of purpose and pride. First things first, school was starting, and the girls needed to be enrolled. Shirley Marie had quite the little personality, and never met a stranger. She warmed right up to her first grade teacher, Miss Hargis. Her classroom was bright and colorful, with mostly little girls to play with. It was off to high school for Nell, who was now 15 years old. Her class of 36 kids was a combination of townies and newbies and very welcoming to new students. Much like Curtis, Nell was self-confident and loved new experiences. She always wore a friendly smile and was easy to mingle in a crowd. She took to her studies and fell right in with a nice group of kids. The weeks were flying by and the Halfords were still taking it all in. The atmosphere was electric. It was fast, fun, bright, and modern. There were people coming and going, brightly lit diners with loud jukeboxes, a new movie house open 7 days a week, and Saturday night jitterbug at the USO. There was always something happening to keep them busy and entertained. There was one family tradition they continued. On Sundays, the family attended a handsome little church just off the town square. Afterward, they grabbed their basket and poles from the trunk of the car, then sauntered on down to a little fishing spot under the bridge. Cora and the girls were comfortable and happy in their new surroundings. But Curtis would soon learn it was going to be very different for him. As a day supervisor, he worked 8 to 4 o'clock, 5 days a week, and a half day every other Saturday. He liked the work, and the government had provided all the best, most modern machines and tools. His supervisor, Sergeant Williams, was fair and good. He respected Curtis and let him run his shift his own way. Curtis had 20 men working under him, repairing army boots and shoes. Everyone took great pride in doing a good job. In early November, Sergeant Williams called Curtis into his office and broke the news. After the new year, Fort Leonard Wood would be hosting prisoners of war from Europe. This was going to be their home for the duration of the war. The prisoners would be divided into platoons of 70 and assigned various jobs. One of the job assignments was going to be shoe repair. Sergeant Williams told Curtis he is officially being reassigned to supervise and train a full platoon of prisoners once they arrive. He then offered Curtis extra work, should he want it, guarding the prisoners for 6 hours each evening. Curtis sat without expression, taking it in. He was silently processing the conflicting thoughts running through his mind. This would be a dramatic change for him and his family. Sergeant Williams, looking for a response, asked Curtis if he was okay with all this. Curtis nodded yes and replied he came here to serve, but he needed to talk to his family. That evening, Curtis, Cora, and the girls sat around the living room discussing the news. The long hours and potential dangers didn't fully register with the girls, but it sure did with Cora. She made it clear to Curtis this was far beyond anything she could have imagined them being part of. She knew if Curtis took this job, he would miss out on a lot, and she would have to carry a much bigger load. She was more terrified by the risk and danger Curtis would be exposed to. Ultimately, Cora knew this move wasn't just to get away from Orrin. It was part of a greater mission. This was a wartime effort, and considering the sacrifice of so many others, she was thankful. She vowed to support Curtis's decision and be there for him. The following week, Sergeant Williams moved Curtis upstairs to a secure workspace to make preparations for a full platoon of prisoners who would be arriving soon.
Dirt up and down in Missouri line, evidence of lives that were left behind, captured like a victim of the passage of time. Oh, I roam, feathers and tears left along the trail, more far away with the wire and the mail, neither the blue nor the gray prevail. Oh, I roam. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, buried down beneath the fine timber and stone. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, hollow ground, hollow end. Oh, what a road. Trampled down beneath like the grapes of wrath, that old Mother Earth called out a new path, pretty shiny neon out the shut faded fast. Oh, what a road. Buried without honors under markers and signs, hidden by the shadows and the maples and pines, mostly been forgotten and discarded by time. Oh, what a road. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, buried down beneath the iron, the timber and the stone. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, hollow ground, hollow end. Oh, what a road. Oh, what a road. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, buried down beneath the iron, the timber and the stone. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, hollow ground, hollow wind. Oh, what a road. Oh, road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you rest in peace. Oh, I road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you rest in peace. Oh, I road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you live in peace. Oh, I road, oh, I road, oh, I road, oh, I road.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And that was The Life and Times of Curtis Lee, episode 6 of an audio drama from Ozark Anthology and creator, musician, storyteller, producer Rick Gibson. And great narration work by the one and only Terry Wayne Sanders. Next week is the final installment of this audio drama right here on Arts News, KSMU. That's all the time we have for Arts News this week, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today and every Friday, 10 a.m. for Arts News here on our public radio station in the Ozarks. It's KSMU. Peace.
It's Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Hey!